I like that everybody's in therapy right now. I do feel like we're having a little too much therapy. I feel like it's just like TikTokified in this way that is interesting. Like we're all using therapy terms wrong. Like what is everybody right now? Like a gaslighting narcissist, right? Yeah. We're using that like pretty wrong. My friend came up to me one day and she was like, Carly, you'll never believe it. Craig is gaslighting me. And to me, gaslighting is like this big deal, right? It like happens over a long time. And the gaslightee doesn't know who they are anymore in time and space. And the gaslighter has to be like kind of smarter than the gaslightee. So I was like, Craig? Where I was like, all right, yeah, babe, tell me what happened. Like, what's going on? And she was like, okay, well, like, so I think he's sleeping with Tina. And I asked him about it, and he said that he wasn't. And I was like, oh, probably that's like just like bad lying, right? Gaslighting would be like, okay, like if you went up to Craig and you were like, you're sleeping with Tina, and then over the course of like weeks or months, Craig made you feel like you weren't Italian. It's just a little more oomph in that. I feel like people are like, how do you know? So I'm not a clinician or anything, but like, my mom met my dad in a mental institution, and neither are doctors. And and then my mom went to clown college, which is how supervillains are made. So the DSM-4 was my Harry Potter. Woo! People are like, I'm a Hufflepuff, and I'm like, ooh, my mom's like a BPD narcissistic house. Did I do that right? I've never seen it. No problem. So I know a little bit about it. Also, my mom, okay, I'm just going to go on this tangent. My mom also, so she, clown, okay? The way that she told us was she didn't tell us, she wasn't like, hey, I'm following my dreams, you guys. I'm going to clown college. She just, would leave sometimes and then come back, and she was normal. So we were like, no problem. So the way that I found out that she was a clown was one day I came home from school, and then there was just a full clown in my kitchen. But it was the back of her, because she was doing the dishes in her whole outfit. So I walked in and I was like, hello? And then she just turned around and was like, I graduated. I was like, from where? And she was like, college. And I was like, I'm never going there. What did they do to your shoes, bro? Yeah, so, and she didn't go to clown college the way that, people, I feel like right now, I don't know if this has happened in Chicago, but in, the coasts, there are a rash of hot clowns that is happening. Do you guys know about it? It doesn't matter. Hot clowns are coming. And she didn't pursue clowning the way that people are like, oh, I just love I don't know what you would love. But she did clowning for a cash grab. She did it the way people are just getting construction jobs, where she was just like, I got to this fucking clown gig. So it was a bummer every time. And then one day I came home from school and I was dirty, and I had gross hair, and I had just been climbing trees, and there was dirt all over me. And she looked at me and she said, you look homeless. And I was like, well, you're doing a bad job. Give me a bath. I don't know. And she was like, no, this is perfect. I'm going to call you Huckleberry, and you're going to be my assistant. So then she hired me as Huckleberry, and it was my job to go to, like, kids my own age, because she would do these corporate parties where it was, like, a baby's, or, like, a kid's birthday party. So I'd be like, hello, peer. Would you like to go get some popped balloon animals from that drunk clown? No, I understand. And that's how I learned about social anxiety. She was also, like, very bad with money, and so, like, to supplement clowning, she was a witch. I feel like, okay, here's what I'm going to say about this, because I feel very, like, in communion with the gay witch community. And here, if you're offended by this, it's not about you. It's about everybody else. My mom, I feel like a lot of people are witches right now on TikTok, and no, you can't. People are being witches. You can't be an entrepreneur witch. It's not allowed. Witches cannot balance a checkbook. And they don't have glass skin. They have weird hair. And that is what I'm going to die on. My mom was a witch. She was like a real witch. She was like she's a lady who was born on a mountain in Italy, and she's mean. Like, this is how much of a witch she was. So one day I came home from school, and she was like, here, Carly, she handed me a muffin. She was like, take this muffin to Tom. And Tom was this man that she was trying to date on our block. She had a crush on him. And I was like, okay, no problem. So I went to, like, leave, and she was like, Carly, before you go, make sure you watch him eat it. And I was like, but why, Mama? And she was like, because, Carly, my menses is in it. And he has to eat it to complete the spell. So when my friends are like, I'm a witch, I'm like, oh? Have you ever sent your firstborn to your crush's house with a period muffin? No, then I don't believe you. You have to be willing to ruin, like, 3 families to be a witch. It's like a thing you got to do. Yeah. Also, okay. So she was my mom was like doing, like, witch clown things, and we were just, like, still very poor, because I don't know if you know, but, like, witch and clowning, not a ton of cash. still not a ton. So we were so poor that, like, I used to think that landlords hated summer. Like, I was like, oh, this is when they get mad, because we would get kicked out. Never mind. So anyway, we would get evicted a lot. So one day she came home and she was like, hey, Carly, we're getting evicted today. And I was like, for sure. And so I started packing. And then she was like, also, surprise, I bought a horse. And I was like, what? And she was like, don't worry. His name is Tornado. And I was like, well, what are we gonna, like, we don't have a house, though. We can't put it, like, in the house. Where are we gonna put it? And she was like, oh, don't worry, like, he's got a stable. Idiot. And I was like, oh, maybe we could crash with him. It's a weird thing. I have been thinking about it for a really long time. Like, it's not, like, a good joke that I just wrote, but, like, it is a true story. And I've been thinking about it for a long time, and I feel like it's almost like she misunderstood a proverb, like an old uncle was just like, "Hey, you lose a house, you buy a horse."